back to the sixth episode of post-internship interview. Today I'm going to talk about school. So, if you're seeing this, it's about a month after I graduated from school. And I feel like that's sort of fitting whenever I pulled out voice moment, sorry. A month after school, probably should have talked about it in the 5th episode, but I wanted to talk about learning, which this kind of goes into what school is, which you're supposed to learn in school. But it's kind of difficult for you to learn if teachers don't make learning fun. That's the big problem with school, is that learning isn't fun at all. Because I remember back in 4th grade, my science history teacher simulated World War II. I'm pretty sure it was either World War I or World War II. I mean, this is a while back ago, so of course I don't really remember which war it is, but it's one of those two wars where we had the Axis side and the Allied side, and then the U.S. That's why I'm thinking it's World War II, because the U.S. didn't come until later, but at the same time, that was the exact same thing in World War I. World War I, we didn't come in until 1917, and World War II, we didn't come in until 1942, I'm pretty sure. But she made us, the way she had her room, she had a stage in the center, like a stage and a walkway, kind of like a fashion show, kind of like that. And then she had her desk. Oh my. Big truck made an aggressive move. She had her desk set up in a way where that they were facing each other, but then you also got the U.S., which was on the end and didn't join until later. And that made more fun. That was more fun than just taking notes. And I feel like if we do more fun stuff, people will learn more. Because of recording this about a month ago, give or take a week. I take forensics, so about a month ago, we dissected rats. I mean, it was disgusting, because I was the one pretty much inside the rat. Ugh. I mean, I was fine the first day. The first day we only had time to cut the rat open. I was fine the first day because it was just cutting the rat open, didn't really peel open the bottom, peel open the skin to expose the organs. But the second day, that's where I was like, felt like I actually had to throw up, and I don't really feel that crazy whenever it comes to gore, because because I've gotten to the point where I just kind of shut off my mind before. But dissecting rats helped me learn, even though this is not what I'm going to go into, but kind of like forensic Scientology, kind of. I don't remember the unit. I just remember dissecting the rat and almost puking from. I think they used formaldehyde. From the formaldehyde smell. I mean, it's strong. It's really strong if you've ever done it. It's another science class which I don't take, but it also has to deal with animals. I forgot what the course is called, but they recently dissected sharks. Not like great whites, makos, none of that. It's more like baby sharks, kind of like lemon sharks, I think. I don't know, but they had to dissect those. Actually, the day of recording this, yesterday, my forensics teacher took my class to one of our jails. This truck behind me is scaring me. Made an aggressive move to get out of the way of a slow truck, went to the left lane. You're probably seeing this behind me around for people who just put on my videos just to listen to them, not especially this series where truck made an aggressive move and then back again and then try to go for the faster line, realize, and then the truck's scaring me. So recently, yesterday, of recording this, yesterday, my forensics teacher took my class to the jail, one of our jails, and learned quite a bit about what actually goes on, how the booking process actually goes, which is interesting. And learned a lot about that, actually. The way our jail is set up, we got towers, basically lookouts for the inmates. So if they break out, they have to, or not break out, but if they leave their cell, whatever, it's got to be logged. And one of them is like an overall security guard, lookout for the whole area of the jail that it takes up. What is that Gene C doing? He's like 4 colonies behind this Toyota over here. Well, he has, and it's just one guy, and I think somebody counted his monitors, and 23 monitors to look over the whole campus is the wrong word, but the whole land of what the jail takes up. Let's say that. And that's just crazy to think. Just one guy, 12-hour shifts. I mean, field trips are the best thing to do to learn about stuff, because my engineering teacher, first year I had him, it was like field trip after field trip after field trip after field trip. I mean, it was to colleges and manufacturing plants, but going to the manufacturing plants actually helped us learn if you actually listen to what they do and how they do it. And then the college is kind of like what they do, what they teach, what courses you need to take for your field of study. But with note taking, what do you learn? Nothing. I don't really learn that well by notes. But the thing is, I can absorb information. Yeah. Where I can easily pass tests, because I don't take any sort of dual enrollment, AP, honor classes. I don't take any of those because, frankly, I just don't really care trying to sign up for those. And it kind of makes me mad that the AP class and the honors classes and all those classes always take field trips, but then the regular ed teachers don't. And it makes me even more mad because special ed pretty much goes on field trips, even though they're called CBI trips. They go on field trips. And that makes me mad because they get to leave school and don't really learn school curriculum. They learn what the teachers want them to learn. And kind of the regular ed classes, nothing fun, and it's just overall boring. That's why people don't want to go to school. That's why a lot of people actually do skip. It's because it's boring. My English teacher this year, I mean, we already finished the course last semester of recording this. Remember that I'm recording it April, something like that. I don't know why it says it is April. We finished the course last semester, and we're doing AP research for regular ed classes, and we're not going to get any sort of credit for AP stuff. But we had to do pretty much have an argument over whatever prompt we chose with a group, and mine was about teen curfews, and I was against that. It's kind of like academic decathlon, if you know what it is. So we have to collect information on why our side is correct, and then argue that why the other side's incorrect. My side, well, my team's prompt got a stalemate. It was 5 for pro, 5 for 16 for con. And then before the whole kerfuffle happened, and then it was 5 5 pro, 16 con. So it was a stalemate, it was dead even. But then the group that went before us the day before, their prompt was schools should not teach Shakespeare. I mean, it was a total flip. It was like full pro, 16 con, and then it was a total flip where everyone was convinced that Shakespeare should be taught in school, which is crazy. But learn. You just gotta go into stuff where you know you'll have fun whenever you learn. Like for me, CAD isn't fun, but it's enjoyable if you're able to build stuff. Which I probably has a bad title, but something like that. Like if you're able to 3D print stuff, metal or plastic, CNC stuff, laser print, because it uses a very simple form, or use those sketch sheets. Try not to say the word. To use a lathe, a drill mill, or whatever, and actually build something off of that. And I feel like me learning CAD and then being able to either see that process or have that process be done for me is kind of satisfactory, because you create something and then all of a sudden you design something that's just code, and then all of a sudden you have a physical piece that you can actually feel and touch and throw and all that. But it's just learning. You don't really get to learn if you're not having fun. Social studies is probably a big problem in some literature classes as well, because all you do is write and don't really have fun or take notes or have fun. Like for me in 4th grade, for my social studies teacher, for that World War whatever element that we did, it helped us learn more about the war, which side was which, like Germany, Italy, and I forgot the axis, and then UK, France, and then eventually the US. But if it's just note-taking, like for world history that I took last year, it's just all note-taking and didn't have fun at all. I almost fell asleep a couple times in that class. Same thing with Spanish. My first years of Spanish, we had a new teacher, but that teacher taught super well, and then my dad explained it, since he was a new teacher and another school needed him, he got bumped out of the decision he was in into that other school. And then the year after, which is my 10th grade year, I had an online Spanish class, which for the first semester we learned pretty much absolutely nothing. I learned absolutely nothing. I just used Google Translate. And then the second semester we got a student teacher, and I actually kind of learned a little bit more Spanish, but I haven't really learned Spanish by myself. I just tried and speak Spanish at all anytime recently. So that's it about this episode about learning. I'll probably record one more, probably two more for July and August. Depends on how I feel like after my internship. But that's it for this episode. See you.